Alright, my people, welcome back. Many things don't share, many things don't happen. Well, onto this, Sunday Igboho's lawyer has spoken at length onto this. He says, we prefer Igboho dies in Bēnin prison than be extradited. Okay, my people, onto this, the legal team and the supporters of Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho, will prefer that he dies in Benin Republic than allow him to be handed over to the Nigerian government, his lawyer Ibrahim David Salami declared on Saturday. Meanwhile, Salami vowed that everything would be done to ensure that Igboho is not extradited to Nigeria. Also yesterday, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State said that Southwest governors and then some other people were working behind the scenes on Igboho's case. All right, and meanwhile, Salami, Bēnin's Yoruba and a law lecturer, told BBC Yoruba and an interview monitored by the Nation that it is important that Igboho is not extradited to Nigeria under any circumstances. Well, it is better for him to die here in Benin than extradited to Nigeria, he said. Well, with all that happened in the house and then how the army is threatening him, allowing for his extradition will amount to sending him home to death. All right, rather than do that, it would be better to keep him in Benin and kill him than to let him go to Nigeria to be slaughtered like an animal. Well, that has been our struggle and then agitation here in Benin. Well, he said the activist would know his fate tomorrow when the court is expected to rule on whether he indeed committed an offense in Nigeria warranting his extradition. The federal government, he said, has written a letter to the Benin government listing 3 offenses against Adeyemo, namely illegal arms trafficking, stockpiling, public incitement, and then secession. Well, Salami denied that a Benin's passport was found in Igboho's possession, but he confirmed that Igboho had a Nigerian passport bearing his name and a German resident permit, which makes it obtaining that country's visa unnecessary. Well, asked how Adeyemo was arrested, he said he was arrested at the point of documentation at the airport after his luggage had been checked in. Well, the Nigerian government had notified Benin to help them arrest him in the event that they found him. The security people found that the name in his passport tallied with the name in their black book. All right, and they asked him to step aside. Well, meanwhile, Salami said the legal team of 5 in Benin has been receiving immense moral support from the Yoruba across the world since the case commenced, but pleaded that those stronging the court at each hearing should keep off and allow the lawyers to do their job. Well, he said unruly behavior on their part would not be in the best interest of Igboho, as it will lend credence to the allegation of incitement leveled against him. Well, he said although Igboho remains handcuffed in detention, reports that he was beaten or tortured are false. Well, Igboho not abandoned, says Sanwo-Olu. Anyway, onto this. Well, meanwhile, speaking yesterday on the arrest of Igboho in Benin Republic, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State said that Southwest leaders were working to ensure his release. Well, Sanwo-Olu, who spoke shortly after casting his vote at Etiosa during the local government council election, said prominent persons in the Southwest were working behind the scenes to ensure Igboho's release. Well, people are working behind the scenes, but the matter doesn't have to be a public conversation, Sanwo-Olu said. Well, he added, these are very difficult times for all of us, but I can assure you that people are working behind the scenes. Well, at times like this, it is not about how many press people you call. Igboho's lawyer on Friday filed a suit at the Oyo State High Court, Ibadan, against the D1ÄS and the Attorney General of the Federation AGF, Abubakar Malami Sand, seeking 500 billion naira damages over the July 2nd, 2021 invasion of his Ibadan residence. He prayed the court for an order for the enforcement of his fundamental human rights. Well, according to what has been gathered, someone has said that it's not 500 billion but 500 million naira. Okay, that has been taken. All right, and then onto this Igboho suite, according to his lawyers, is in sync with the Fundamental Human Rights Enforcement Procedures Rules 2009, and then under the inherent jurisdiction of the court as preserved by Section 6 of the 1999 Constitution. In the suit, Igboho, through his lawyer Chief Yomi Aliu San, is seeking orders declaring the invasion of his house as a violation of his fundamental human rights and the destruction of his property as a violation of his fundamental right to peacefully own property and wealth. Well, he wants 500 million naira as compensation. The sum was described as exemplary and or aggravated damages for breaching the applicant's fundamental right in the course of illegal and then or malicious invasion of his residence, situate lying and then being at Igboho Villa number 1, Dalak Street off Soka bus stop, Soka area of Lagos Ibadan Expressway Ibadan. Igboho is also asking the court for a declaration that it was oppressive, malicious, arbitrary, and grossly unconstitutional for the second and third respondents to invade his residence lying and being at Igboho Villa 1, Dalak Street off Soka bus stop, Soka area of Lagos Ibadan Expressway Ibadan without announcing who they were, and then asked the applicant to open his gate, but rather shot their way through, killing 2 people, including an elderly imam doing Tajud night vigil, shooting at cars, thereby destroying them, and then not sparing animals like cats and dogs, in total violation of the intendment of the fundamental human rights provision in CFRN 1999 and African Charter on Human and People's Rights Ratification and Enforcement Act LFN 2010, protecting the dignity of the human person, sanctity of human life, and privacy of citizens and their homes. Well, how it all happened at Cotonou Airport by Igboho's wife. Well, Igboho's wife Ropo has also shed light on the circumstances surrounding their encounter with Bēnin's security agent last Monday. Well, meanwhile, Ropo in a WhatsApp post said her husband was not caught with a fake passport. Her words: kindly disregard the news. My husband was not arrested over a fake passport. 4 of us were traveling out of the country, 2 of his associates to Dubai, while my husband and myself were returning to Germany when we were stopped over our names, which appears on Interpol's watch list. Well, the other 2 going to Dubai are already there now. As for us, our passports were stamped by Bēnin immigration, and while we were about boarding, the immigration officer that attended to us received a call and asked me to come back as he needed to check my passport again. Well, Igboho, who was not called and then already ahead, then made a detour to the toilet while the immigration pursued my passport again. Well, after some few minutes, I was asked to proceed, which I did, but I was once again asked to stop as there was another need to check the passport. All this while, I was in communication with Igboho over the phone and then appealed to him not to leave the toilet since he was not caught. But Igboho insisted that he couldn't stay behind while I was being interrogated. It was when he made an appearance that the Bēnin's security operatives swooped in on us and informed us that our names were on their watch list and that they had the instruction that we should not be allowed to travel through their borders. Well, I don't know where Nigerian bloggers got the information of the doctored passport from us. That was not the case at all. In fact, the Nigerian government, as we speak, doesn't even have access to Igboho, as against the several claims in media. Well, at the Cardinal Bēnin International Airport, Cotonou, that fateful day, the security operatives invited us to their station, and then the rest is history. Well, there are so many negative and false reports being planted in the media by agents of Nigerian government. Well, Igboho was not chained like a dog, nor weeping like a baby. All right, besides, we know of all the attempts by the Nigerian government to get the Benin Republic to hand my husband over to them, and by God's grace, all would fail. Well, our police commissioner in Nigeria even tried to create fear in the judges by claiming that Igboho has a lot of charms and if released may kill those judges. This is not true. All right, my people, well, majority of things are being said onto this. What more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your take on this one, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.